to make myself some hot tea. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, I have a lemonade still.
This tea is fucking Lego. For 11.
That's fine.
Can you plug the stream for me?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Don't mention the giveaway.
No.
Don't do, because I don't want to get the
You already plugged it on Onyx.
Empty the link.
Oh, sorry.
What up, C-Dubs Nation, Collecting Weekly fam? Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna do the next one. Okay, we can get started. It's like that thing on the Matrix. Why do I sound like R2D2? Why is that doing that?
Because you're saying that my phone's playing the stream and it's picking up my phone.
Wait, turn.
Yeah, once I turn this down, I'll stop.
So if I go to the other room, it'll sound far more, right?
Yeah. It's just my phone was playing it back, but it was picking up the playback
Oh, man.
over and over and over again since it's.
That's weird.
Watch, I'll turn it back up.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
Got it.
Copy.
Dun, dun. This will be a good show.
It fucking better be. Where should I talk about my stupid YouTube or eBay shit? On new this week?
Oh, you didn't put it on the show sheet. No.
I did. I put.
Well, you,
Put it at the
yeah,
top.
I don't know what happened, but you put it at the top, but you copied an old show sheet. So
Yeah.
you,
Copy it.
you didn't copy the most recent one.
I did. And I put new this week at the very top.
No, because on the most recent one, I had the prices of the third party stuff. All right, so it's an eBay purchase that you got?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So do I do that on new this week?
Yeah.
It should fill some time.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a kind of one of those episodes. It's either going to be really long or really short. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, this is your Sharpie. I don't want the crooked thing in the picture.
Wait, what?
I took a picture. I didn't want that crooked thing in the shot.
Oh.
Although I guess I could have just done this.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
We are not recording. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Are you good? Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
I think that's not good. We'll wait for a second. Chairs.
I'm sitting in the middle, man. I got a whole side of myself now.
Oh, I was gonna have sense.
I like being alone. I'm a loner, Daddy. A
Did you-
rebel.
Did you see the jazzing stuff?
Yeah. Damn, I really wish I could have gotten that.
You could get it.
It's $400 now. What was it originally? $250?
30. I have no idea if Jesse is kind of we're
Oh, you got it.
You got it for me.
Oh, nice. New this week.
I love it. Love it.
What's up, homie?
So.
For sure.
Ah, sweet. Fuck yes. Exciting. I've called Jesse twice, and I've texted him like twice. I don't know where he's at. So, yeah. We'll wait like 5 minutes and he's not here. We're gonna keep him in the chat. What's the word, Steam? Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick. This is what I'm gonna do to Jesse.
They burned most everything in the river lands.
We'll probably skip the screen taking
Oh, when he says, I condemn. Are you talking about what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the quote.
Ned says about
Yeah.
the game. Have a Sharpie.
Thank you. Fucking shit. Does anyone just have a whole quote? God damn, that's good. Dean, can you watch the stream for me today? Here we go. Thanks, Lord.
My phone's all the time.
Plug into this. There we go.
Well, I don't have a cord. It's also not on this desk. So, I'm just good. I'm just not good at it.
Let's see. I charge you to bring the king's justice to the false knight, breaker Clegane, and all who shared in his crimes. I denounce him and attaint him. I strip him of all rank and title, of all lands and holdings, and sentence him to death.
Wow.
We should rewrite that for Jesse. Strip him of all gains, danes, and host of ships. You guys all know about the dramas, so let's see. This thing for the evolution, that was for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just kind of open. Okay. Where should we start the show off?
Very careful.
Yeah, but I want to just do like a really loud sip,
This is ASMR. Get out of here.
basically.
This doesn't sound good.
All right, let's try it. That'll be our cold open. And we'll do that. Let's do a mic check. So, mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
I think both of y'all are way too quiet. But
Well, okay.
in my own ear, it just sounded a little loud. Ooh, save the show before we even got started. I got to turn the tempo down. Mervin said he wanted to ask a question. Who we got in the chat?
PJ.
Oh, what, Jim?
PJ. Oh, I wanted to talk to PJ for a second. He is for sure in the chat.
Yeah.
I like how PJ, if you can hear me, he posted that picture of Vader, and then everybody in the comments is like flexing on him, like, look at my pictures of Vader. I was like, dude, just let him share the
If you like what I put, I was like, I too also like to photograph Vader.
Dude, it was so funny. I was like, man, everybody's flexing on PJ right now. Man, he posted like 8 different pictures.
I don't know, Manny, god damn it.
I was like, dude, leave him alone.
Oh man. Yeah, that was, I saw that and I was like, y'all are fucking wild.
It was so bad. I went back and read, like, did he ask people like what they thought? What's that? Oh my goodness. Why is he all scribbled out?
He's all scribbled out.
Wait, let me see. It looks like, oh, that's his hair. It looks like somebody.
Oh, no.
That's cute.
Alright, so, Dean, let's see if my sipping sounds as good as I think it's going to sound. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2. Sipping some hot English tea for this episode. It's gonna be like a drama episode. We haven't had a drama in this community like this.
Like,
as far as I've been in
ever?
this collecting, we had the Pro Jared drama for the gaming, the James Charles versus Tati Westbrook for the makeup community,
Right.
and for 6 scale, we have the collectors against Sideshow. You guys ready to kick it off?
Yeah, I think so. Let's do it.
Okay. I just want to hear how that sip sounded. Dean, tell me if I sip beautifully.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, I kind of do.
It was pretty good. I thought it was going to be a lot more jarring than
That is really good. Look how crispy the tea was.
that. Manny's in the chat too.
All right.
Manny's like, I feel like a dick.
Why? Oh, yeah.
Because what I just said. Before my life.
Okay, let me see what Mervin wanted to ask real quick before we started. Okay, you guys ready? 3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Seth.
Let's recut that. Y'all are like whispering right now.
So I'm paying attention to the chat.
Okay,
I'm
3.
trying to see if it's heard from Justin.
Nuts. Watch, he's gonna show up like we're 35 minutes in, all sweaty with his fucking chicken
He'll be
chipotle.
in time for the DC report.
3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Seth.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right.
We're gonna get down and dirty in this episode. Probably gonna be some negative stuff, and so I thought we should start this on a really positive note.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a nice thing about each of y'all because
Wow.
Ooh.
we're at war. Collecting Weekly Warriors, we are at war with our brothers in arms at the Mint and Seal Box podcast. All the big names of the community.
We're with them like they're our allies, or we're
No.
at war with them?
We're with them. They're
That was bad wording.
What's that? Do you hear that?
no. What's going on?
I don't know. It sounds like.
Oh, is it good?
Okay.
All right, let's recut that.
Wait. Yeah. Can you? We'll play it back and see. If
We just recut it anyway. It's fine.
okay.
All right, we'll recut it because I think I got a little off balance. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Seth.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Yeah.
It's a drama episode. We're gonna get down and dirty. We have our brothers in arms at the Mint and Seal Box podcast. It's Budget Stark is involved. D Knight is involved at this point.
Some big names.
Those are some big names.
Heavy hitters.
You know, this is like Hercules versus the monsters, and we're kind of like the satyrs.
Titans.
We're like the Titans, rather. We're kind of like the satyr. You know, we're just kind of like there. We're not really in it.
The little goat guy with the flute. That's
Yeah.
like-
We're not at that level yet.
yeah.
You know, we know our place. And we're going to talk about some dramas. There's lawsuits. There's allegations. There's shower videos that we need to talk about. And before we did that, I wanted to start off on a positive note. I was going to say a nice thing about each of you guys, because
Okay.
I never want our podcast to be thought of as negative.
Okay.
Dean, you are one of my best friends. You're loyal, excellent co-host. You've been with me since this was just like a really janky 20-minute show
Right.
that we didn't take seriously.
I was pushing you to make it all the time. Like, come on.
Seth, you've done a lot for my family. You're a wonderful friend. If I was ever at gunpoint and someone said, if you call someone and they don't answer, I will save your life, you are that person. So thank you. You never answer my phone calls or texts, but other than that, you are a wonderful person.
You can always count on that.
Yeah, I can always count on you to ignore my texts yet still answer my Facebook messages. So, thank you for that.
I'm always there.
Yes, so let's start with new this week. We'll go through our normal show, but if you like drama, if you like the hot tea, we're going to be spilling a lot of
The
things
hot
out.
goss.
The hot goss. Dean, take it away.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about
New this week.
yes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So I had a pretty disappointing week, actually. Going back to last week, I said I was gonna talk about this on the last episode. I totally forgot.
Oh, yeah.
When I got my Obi-Wan,
Yes.
I got a text early in the morning from my friend Molly. And she's like, hey, your collectible figure will be arriving today. And I was like, what? How do you possibly know that?
Yeah, you texted it to me, and I was like, oh, she probably works at UPS.
And I was like, oh, yeah, she does. I totally forgot she did that. So we start talking, and I'm like, oh, like, how did you know? Or, like, how did you even see that? You probably have, like, thousands of boxes you go through. And she's like, oh, I was making sure it was going on the right spot in the truck, and the number is, like, right next to the name and address.
Mhm.
And it just happened it was you. And then she's like, so I wrote you a message on the box, but I also didn't want you to freak out. And I was like, you wrote a message on the shipper? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, you just knocked the value down a few bucks.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that thing is worth like half of it was before she wrote
That's
it.
completely ruined.
Now, well, I, one, don't care about the shipper, and two, I don't see myself ever selling the figure.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like the end of the world to me, but I just thought it was really funny because if somebody did care about that, they'd be really upset.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. And
People are very
it's a nice
evil about
message. It's
the
like, hey, I missed you. And then it has her name on it. It's really funny, but
Yeah, definitely.
I just thought it was a good story. Because I really don't care about the shipper, but it's almost like one of those things. It's like, it wasn't like, she wanted to be nice, but really, like, if it was the wrong person,
Think that would be
probably ruin their day.
Yeah, definitely.
They get the box and they're like, oh, what is this?
What's so fun?
So did you get anything new this week though?
Well,
Oh, okay.
this is pretty disappointing.
Uh-oh.
So I've been wanting this figure. It's a Nier Automata 2B 6-scale figure. And there's several versions of it. The good version is by Super Duck. And it's the head, the clothes, everything you need, and then it comes with the body.
Uh-huh.
Now, I unfortunately got into this game too late, so this figure is long sold out.
Mhm.
And the ones that are around are pretty expensive. So on eBay, I have them all under my like saved, and like every time I go to buy one, it's sold out. I'm like, damn it.
That sucks.
So I found somebody selling just the body and the clothes, no head sculpt, which is fine because you can get a head sculpt relatively easily.
Mhm.
And the later versions of the figure have a better head sculpt. The hair is sculpted, which I prefer.
Yeah.
And I found someone selling the head. And I was like, perfect. So I bought the head, and then I bought the kit. So Sunday rolls along, and I got a message like, "Hey, the head shipped. Here's the tracking number." I was like, "Perfect." Not 10 minutes later, my eBay chimes in. I get a message from the other guy, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, I'm really sorry. It's sold out. We don't have it. We don't have the body and the clothes."
What? Like he was selling multiple and he just like oversold it, or?
Yes, he was like, I messaged the manufacturer and I can't get them.
Wow.
So now I have a head in the mail. I'm assuming I'll get it like tomorrow or something, and nowhere to put it.
Oh, that's.
And so this figure sold out. Now I started piecing it together on YouTube. Someone selling the shirt, someone selling the boots, someone
On
selling
eBay?
the gloves. Yeah, on eBay. I was on
There's
it.
a whole world of YouTube. I didn't know that.
Sorry, on eBay. And in the cart, it's a little over $100 without the body, and the body's gonna be like another $70.
Mhm.
So it's like, plus with what I spent on the head is like, it's getting up to almost $300.
God damn.
So I found someone, my plug that I have on.
I'm gonna shout him out, or?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's my secret. He has one in his eBay store.
Uh-huh.
And I'm waiting to hear back from him to make sure he has it. But he wants $230 for it.
So can you return the head though?
I guess I could, but I actually prefer that head.
Oh, so it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world to have the head, but now I'm gonna have to spend even more.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of want to just get it all at once instead of like, do I have the right body, or now I'm waiting for the gloves to ship, or I'm waiting for the boots to get here.
Yeah.
Like just get it all at once and have it.
Yeah.
Which is my dilemma. But it's just really upsetting because it's like, I was so close and now I have to wait again.
No, that really sucks.
It's like, why are you selling shit on your eBay if you don't even have it?
The worst part is there's no repercussions that you can really take as a buyer, because on eBay, if you buy something but you don't have the money for it, they can file a non-paying buyer strike against your account. And then as a purchaser, you don't have that ability to inform eBay that people are selling things that they don't own. I think it's a big flaw with the system. And I know more often than not, people don't pay for items and people that don't have them. But still, it's happened to me 2 or 3 times, and it's really annoying. And like literally, all you can do is like maybe try to write negative feedback. It's. I think the system is not balanced.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You also maybe going back to one of your other new this week's or a few episodes ago, your Mark 45 that we have here.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to briefly touch on that because you've been saying, and you did say in yesterday's recording, which is going to be an episode going up on Friday, our bonus episode with Steven's Collectibles,
Yeah.
that you hated this figure because you couldn't get the arms to articulate.
Yeah, like.
And I had mentioned, I think you don't have the elbows clicked out all the way. There's a drop down elbow.
What you had told me about, and I was like, dude, I read the instructions. I was like, I just can't get it to work. I was like, I don't know if I've already done it and that's as good as it's gonna get or
Yeah.
what. But I brought it over today, and you were nice enough to. You also had to look it up.
And I will admit, I was confident that it had that joint, but it was pretty tight. And that's why I was like, let me look this up before I rip your finger's elbow off. But no, it articulates. I think it went from 80 to 120 degrees.
Yeah, it's
So-
a little better. And the nice thing is I could drop those arms down and they don't look funny.
Yeah, it kind of brings in more natural.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. So I freaking love this thing. I mean, I always did like it. You said I hated it, but it's just frustrating. But it's such a beautiful suit. It's right on the cusp of like mechanical and organic. And,
Yeah, it's like one of the last suits before it gets too organic.
like sci-fi.
Yeah. Seth, did you get anything cool this week?
Yeah, I actually picked up a lot this week. So I got the Figure Arts Shinron
Oh, hell yeah.
and Piccolo.
You have both of you guys?
And what else did I get?
Did you get that Ginyu from the guy?
Yes.
Did you order it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's really cool. So on one of these figure arts groups that we're in, we had found a seller that was selling a lot of figures for really good prices. And one of them was the Nappa, which I mentioned the episode that's going up on Friday that I got.
Nice.
And he also had a Ginyu for like $60.
Oh wow.
And the guy was really cool
That's a
because
good price.
it was $50, and I asked him like, "Is that price shipped?" Because it was kind of like not clear from his post, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the price that's shipped." Which grind my gears. Like, if you're selling something, just tell me what it costs to get it to my door. Don't tell me it's $50 and it's like plus $10 shipping, plus
Yeah.
$3 fees, plus $5
That's super
ship
cool.
handling fee.
9 times out of 10, I'll just skip the post if I see.
Yeah, so really, really good guys. $50 shipped to the door, and I think Ginyu is a really hard figure to find right now because Demon Aqua Fit really nailed it. A lot of people were trying to get it. So
Yeah, I haven't seen it like $60 at all.
yeah, so I was like right away.
I think it retailed for like 90,
Mm.
which everybody was surprised because Demon Haggle stuff is usually.
It did retail for 90 actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some of their figures are up there.
They're-
You also got the Dragon Stars Frieza. I think you got one for yourself. Though.
Yeah, I
This is
definitely
mine.
picked up for myself too.
Yeah,
Can I see that? I haven't actually seen it.
You can open it up. I actually got this based on Justin's collections. His review was really good. So shout out to Justin there.
It is a really good looking figure. Like I think it'll go well with the other SH figures. So
Yeah, for sure. Is that all you got?
yeah, I think that's it. So it's just all SH figures this week.
Nice. So I got the Shenron from Manny's brother, and his brother is super cool.
I love his brother, dude.
Josh, really
Yeah,
cool guy.
He's really cool.
And speaking of Manny, he'll be back at some point. He's taking some time off from the show, but we miss him and we send him all our love.
Yeah.
He made some crispy graphics for us today. We have a Pride Month on our Instagram graphic, and then we also have a live show that we're doing, which we'll talk about later, that he made the graphic for. So very cool on that. You can destroy the box if you want. I'm not gonna keep
Well,
it.
I also don't make it too loud for the
Oh, okay. But yeah, so the Shenron's really cool, and it didn't have all the support stands, and I knew that going into it.
Those are really good price too.
Yeah, and it was a really good price, and it was missing one part, but $40. Like, it's a really, really cool figure. I found the Saiyan Saga Vegeta figure art, which was really cool, and I used some Gundam markers that I got from Steven's Collectibles to panel line it. And I know Seth, you saw. I don't know if Dean, you've seen it finished yet.
I haven't seen it finish. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, what do you think about it? It's pretty cool,
It
right?
looks really good.
Yeah,
It looks like
was-
it should have come that way actually. So
It really should have, because once I did the first armor crotch armor panel thing, and I looked at the other ones, I was like, yeah, this is like, even though I didn't do it perfectly, it's kind of hard with the little markers, but
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, this is like infinitely better. So that's a really cool figure, and it's one that I put off buying for a while. I also got a Gohan Bandai Average figure. Sorry, we're trying to take Frieza out of her plastic prison.
Heard.
I'm sorry, his plastic prison.
Fake fan.
No, I am not a fake fan. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude, he's really in here. Don't ever do that.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't have much experience with this line. Okay, we'll keep the hands in there for now.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, it totally threw me off by how loud that was. Frieza is a dude, of course, I know that. But I got the Average Kid Gohan. Dean, you saw it yesterday. Really cute figure.
It's so
And-
adorable.
I'm going to put this out there. If you have a Figuarts Goku, the kid version, and you're selling the Dragon Ball, like the little accessory, let me know. I want to buy it for that kid Gohan, because I want to Dremel off the little crappy yellow thing and glue the actual 4-star Dragon Ball in there. That'd be really cool. And then I also got the Adverge Raditz and Baby Goku. And I like this Baby Goku because it's the Goku from Dragon Ball, where he's in the sand pod, but he's wearing like a diaper and he's just like chilling. I didn't like in the Broly movie how they made him have like a sand armor when he went to Earth. Because when Grandpa Gohan finds him, he's just like, in a diaper. So that's a really cool thing. And Steven's Collectibles hooked me up. Really good price, cheaper than eBay.
Dude, this thing is freaking nice.
Right? It's pretty cool. So that is what I got this week. Actually, one more thing. The next thing that I got was the Roshi, which we have here on the table. And that is SH Figuarts. Now, this was kind of an interesting trade. So the trade has some backstory. I picked up the 6-scale Vegeta figure, the kit, and I got it, and I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And the price that I got was actually just a few dollars more than the price for just a 5-cent.
Oh, nice.
So I knew that when I bought it, I was like, if I don't like it, worst case I can sell the 5-cent by itself and get most of my money back, and I can keep the Dragon Ball. It comes with like a Dragon Ball, But figure art scale, it's like almost, I think it's almost exactly the scale of like the Namek Dragon Balls.
Okay.
They're like boulders on show. And that ended up being the case. There was a guy that was looking for the exact body that I had in our city, which was really crazy. And we arranged a trade. And Dean, you know, one of my biggest character flaws is I don't drive anywhere for deals. I did drive for Manny's brother. I met him halfway because I don't want to be like that to Manny's brother, but
But he does it to me.
well, we come here all the time anyway. So. But anyway, so the guy's like, I can't meet. You have to come to me. Fortunately, he lived relatively close to you, but it ended up being like 2 or 3 failed meetups. And finally, when we nailed down a date, time, and place for the pickup to happen,
Oh yeah.
literally minutes before you're about to
I
arrive,
literally told him I was like, I'm leaving right now. He's
Yeah.
like, okay.
he messages me and says, "Oh, dude, like I can't find the box." And I'm like, really annoyed at this point because the box isn't important, but it's like if I sell it, I'm gonna lose value because it doesn't have the box.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that's kind of annoying. And then 2 seconds later, he's like, "Oh, and I can't find the Dragon Ball." And I'm like, "Fuck, dude! Like, I asked you if it was complete, and you said yes." And he's like, what really bothered me, and this guy ended up being kind of cool, but what bothered me is I was like, dude, like, you know, I'm trading you this body that's worth more than Roshi already, and the deal was for a complete figure. He's like, well, I mean, it's just a Dragon Ball. You know, like you wanted a Roshi. And it's like, no, I wanted a complete Roshi. Like I got Shenron because I want to put all the Dragon Balls underneath Shenron. And the guy was like, I'm so sorry, but I found the box. And so I felt like he had the box and he was using it to test the water, how I would feel about not having the Dragon Ball. And so I told the guy, like, if you ever find the Dragon Ball, let me know. I'll see if Dean can go by, or I'll pay you like a few bucks to ship it to me. But the figure itself is really nice. We were messing with
That's
it last
really
night
cool.
after Steven's recording, and I was actually surprised how dynamic you can pose Master Roshi. I wish it had the nosebleed face from when he sees the sexy
Vagine.
ladies, the Vagine. So, but really, really nice figure. Let's talk about new pre-orders. This is all unlicensed stuff. Toys Era put out a Nightcrawler from I guess it's like the new X-Men series.
Like the
I don't know. There's so many X-Men stuff. It's a Nightcrawler. It's not the original Nightcrawler. It's a new Nightcrawler. 178 buys you the deluxe version from TNS.
2 outfits.
Yeah, it's like the blue and yellow, and then like the other outfit. It looks really cool. Have you guys seen it? Do you guys care for this character?
Oh, I know nothing about. I don't like it for myself.
Yeah, I know nothing about the character, but it looks really well
It does
done.
look good. And Toys R Us does put out good stuff.
Yeah,
so
like
I feel like
the,
it'll be a good figure.
The Toys Era Steel was really good.
It looks cool. I just, again, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan.
Yeah. And
I did enjoy the newer movies compared to the older movies. You know, anything after Days of Future Past, I really enjoyed.
yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I like the actors a little better or what, but I don't know. Growing up, I didn't like the X-Men, so when those movies came out, I wasn't like, I gotta see these things. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and then when the movie was coming out with what's his name? Apocalypse.
Oh, Poe Dameron?
Yeah,
Or
Dameron.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. When that movie was coming out, I was like, okay, this looks kind of cool. I'll check out the other movies just to catch up. So I started with Days of Future Past. Then the next day, or I think I watched them all in like a single day because I was not doing anything. I was like, oh, it's actually pretty decent. Like they're not the best movies ever, but I like them better than the old ones.
Yeah.
But this Nightcrawler is from those movies, the
Yeah.
second iteration, if you will.
Mhm.
I think the Flash is a lot cooler than that guy.
Yeah.
Like a character that sticks out to me. So,
Mhm.
like, I can appreciate that it looks really cool and that it's
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
accurate
share.
enough.
Like, I don't know that much about it, but I
Right.
feel like some of our listeners might care about that.
But as a casual, I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like, it's kind of like with some people with Vader. Like, they just want a good-looking Vader. And I
Right.
feel like this is. I don't know the intricate details of this character, but this looks like a good-looking Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I will say that. Caustic Plastic put up a Rocky in training
Ooh,
gear.
that-
220 buys you that. The head sculpt was made by Inaju Gill, and it,
Ooh.
according to Ian, that's what Ian said. Even if wrong, we're gonna banish you from being a host. But
Strip you of your life.
really, yeah, strip you of your lands and titles. Really nice figure, but 220 price point.
That seems a little high considering it's just a dude in a
Yeah.
sweatsuit.
Yeah, I don't see any of the boxing gear, like the actual, like, you know, the trunks and the boots. Hard pass for me at 220, but I have to say they nailed the head sculpt. It looks fantastic.
I think even if it came with all this stuff, it'd be an easy pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Rocky. I like Sylvester Stallone, but it just doesn't go in anything like a lot.
Yeah, that's true. It's a really cool figure, though. Really, just I think the price is a little.
I mean, just off the bat, I saw it and I was like, damn, like nailed it.
Yeah, I can respect good figures even if I don't collect them. Present Toys has a Django
This
Freeman put up for
It's
pre-order,
pretty exciting.
140, and I am fucking tempted. Pre-orders close,
I
I
think
think,
we
at
should
the
do
end of June. Now, we mentioned this a few times on the podcast before, but my biggest regret as a collector was investing in the Caustic Plastic Django. It's just a Bounty Killer, I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
Really bad figure, and this looks so much better.
Yeah, the head sculpt it's not like 100%,
But it was really close.
but it's
I'm-
close
I'm-
enough.
Yeah.
Very tempted to put it on an installment plan. It's a 140 7-month installment starting in July.
I say do it.
I
You
think,
really, really like Django, and you really,
and you know I like Django.
And
It's
you're
not like one of those
really
things that I'm just like.
you were really upset with that last figure.
I remember I got it, and Seth, I don't think you roasted me that hard, but the guys roasted me so hard that I literally took it apart and like threw everything away. I was like, I hate this figure. You guys
It's
really
just-
ruined that
That's
figure.
pretty bad.
It just doesn't.
And then my wife,
It doesn't
my
even
wife
look
saw
like
it.
they
She's
could
like,
have
"What
been
the fuck
rose.
is this supposed to be?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's."
It's just not. The clothes were cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the aesthetic was there, but the sculpt was
And I
just
feel
like,
bad for Eric also because he's been piecing together a Django, and then again another company steps in like the week, and just decides to make a cool
yeah,
figure.
that's
So
Eric's fault.
that's really cool. Jazzy Dioramas has their Landspeeder final picks,
Oof.
really nice looking. A few days ago, he announced a price increase to $399, and a few people on some different groups were complaining about the price increase. Now, this is something that we were allowed the first share on our podcast.
That's
We've
their
been,
fault
we've
for
been
not
saying
listening.
this for a long time, but even Jazz Inc., Yost himself has been saying on his different social media stuff, like, hey, get your order in soon, the price is going up. And we did his interview months ago when he said that the price would be going up, and he's been announcing it ever since as he went.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you missed out, you missed out. I mean, it's $50 more, which I think is a very reasonable price increase for how much bigger this thing is.
Oh, it's
Some people are
almost twice the
complaining-
size. It's huge.
Some people are complaining about the shipping costs, but again, this is a massive, massive craft. And it just looks really good. The picture was of the 4 riders. It was Luke, Obi, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Obviously, the C-3PO will require some mods to get it to sit down, but it looks
It
really
looks
good.
fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw that photo today and I was
That's a
like,
centerpiece.
I need that. And I don't even have room for it, or I'm just being stupid at this point. But it looks that good. Like I was really on the fence. Like maybe I should order one.
Shit, I will.
I'm not going to.
Uh,
But that's how much on the fence.
If
I
I
was.
had more space, I would definitely would do it. I just
Yeah, I mean, even then though, like the price that it's at is still very reasonable.
It is extremely
for what you're
reasonable.
getting.
Well, think about it like if Hot Toys made something like this. You're not getting it for $3.99.
No,
I
you're probably
guarantee
getting it
it.
for like $500.
Left
Plus.
Hundred Job is 8 or that sideshow.
Yeah,
But-
we don't talk about this. New releases. I think as far as releases goes, kind of light, but the Mark 50 accessory set came out, and I think we missed talking about it last week, but really, really not a great set. Again, we mentioned Justin's Collectibles, but they showed the accessories, and it's all plastic. It's like $250. It just looked really bad. I wanted a few of the accessories, but after watching that review, it's an easy pass. Like the paint is a little different. It's not the Mark 50 has small, subtle weathering throughout, like little paint scratches, and all these are super clean. Which I guess they probably would be if it's nano reforming.
That's why I
tech,
don't understand why
but-
the Mark 50 has.
But even in the movie, the Mark 50 had shipping.
Did it?
Yes, and then Thanos fucked it up. Like it was
Yeah.
all.
Like yeah, when we finally got to the end, it was all
No, but even in the it did have some. I rewatched it because I was like, I don't know about that, but it does. It doesn't make
I'm
any
just
sense,
saying
but
it
it does.
doesn't
No,
make
I'm
sense,
with you
yeah.
there. Drogon was released by McFarlane, and it's really. I will say this was one of the things that I was most looking forward to, and I just I don't know. I feel like this this release is so bad. Like, it's almost hard for me to comprehend how bad that this thing is. Now, initially they showed Drogon on the pre-orders with like the ability to stand on the base, and the chest was whole. Somewhere along the line, they decided to add a socket for a flying plug, but the dragon's not in a flying pose, so that doesn't make any sense. But when you display it normally on the ground, it has a giant gaping hole in its chest. That's bad. It has rods in the feet to plug into the base. When you put it flying, you have two giant-ass rods sticking out of the feet. The wings,
The
even
rod
in
should
the,
have been in the
yes,
base.
Yeah.
even in the promo pics, the wings are already bending. And not only that, but they're crooked and wonky. And I knew they would be from the pre-order pics, but the wings are drooping in the production.
I think
photos.
it should have been on the ground with this like wings.
Yeah, like when you use them for arms.
Crawling, yeah.
I
It's bad.
It is bad. I canceled my pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. And as far as I'm concerned about the dragon, if any of y'all want it, you can have it. The Viserion one, I'm very disappointed by this line. I will have to say probably collecting weekly award for my biggest disappointment this year.
It is. The dragons, for some reason, are just that. They're bad. They're
Which
not good.
sucks because they're such a cool part of the show.
And I'm still gonna get Drogon, but I don't know. I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I want him, but I still want him.
It's gonna be really upsetting if they don't come out with Rhaegal because
Yeah. And at this point, they probably won't. Just
Yeah.
to shit on everybody.
that's true.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Or just in general, no one's gonna want to buy Game of Thrones stuff now.
Yeah, Target's already clearancing out from what I've heard. Now, rumor mill time, Lim Toys put up a Arthur Morgan. We talked about this last podcast.
Yeah.
And someone on their Facebook page, and it's the way that they commented on it, it seemed like they were an employee of Lim Toys. And when you're a page manager, you can post. There's an option to post as yourself or post as the page. I think they maybe accidentally posted as themselves.
Mhm.
But the message basically said that they received a cease and desist from Rockstar Games on Arthur Morgan. And Eric had some, I think it was KG Hobby that Eric was dealing with. They said it might be canceled, but that they think it's still on. And a lot of other retailers like TNS are still kind of acting as if this figure is still going to be made. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that figure. It looked really good. The price was excellent. I know Ian, I think, talks about some third-party stuff in his listeners' take later, but I just genuinely feel like this was such a good thing, but I think it got too big too quick.
Yeah.
Remember I mentioned that within the first day already 70 people had pre-ordered on TNS? I think this went maybe like a little too viral, and I think that's why it got the
Like the
attention of
wrong
Rockstar.
person
Because
saw it.
what I heard was people were tagging Rockstar and it like, yo, like this is awesome. And they were doing it in the interest of like being proud that someone was making this. But I think when Rockstar saw that, they realized like people were making money off of their property. So don't tag actual companies in third-party things. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that really sucks that that's going to potentially derail this figure.
Yeah.
Another message that we saw, Seth, you actually brought this to my attention. A gentleman by Don Prime had some interesting things to say, and I'm going to pull them up here. Do you want to kind of hint at it real quick?
Yeah, it was kind of hinting at the fact that maybe Sideshow's not going to make any Star Wars figures because maybe they lost their license.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, we have not seen a Sideshow announcement for a new figure in a long time.
Since Luke, right?
Since the Jedi Luke, they made that, and they released a quarter scale Luke, and I think it was a quarter scale Han as well.
Did they have quarter scale?
Yeah, the Bespin one where it's like that weird jazz with Jagger pose.
Oh, okay.
And I just really was surprised to see that. But if you think about it, like they haven't actually posted the Lando that they showed in July of last year
Yeah,
at I think it was SDCC,
it was STC.
and it was kind of weird because when they showed that figure, they didn't show the head sculpt, which was really weird. But this guy Don Prime says, first a Star Wars license loss, now they lost Susan, big shakeups at for Sideshow. We'll talk about the Susan stuff here in a second. And someone asked, are you sure they lost the license? And this guy says either they failed to provide any bid to Lucas/Disney, or rather Lucasfilm, or the other rumor is Gentle Giant made such a proposal, Disney granted Gentle Giant the license. And so this guy kind of just goes on with some of the people that are asking. But if that's true, that's pretty crazy, because I know with Jabba, they were kind of hinting that they were going to make like a Return of the Jedi Jabba set, obviously with Lando.
Right.
That's kind of like really insane, like if that's true.
Yeah.
And based on the way that Sideshow's been acting, with like not showing anything, I honestly wouldn't doubt that this is true. And the way that this guy very confidently stated a bunch of facts, like I feel like that's a lot of smoke to blow up our asses. I honestly think that this guy is telling the truth.
It seemed plausible.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the fact that they just didn't present anything to Lucasfilm/Disney. Maybe it was the fact that Gentle Giant came in with like this great proposal. And
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because why would they willingly lose their license?
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me either. So maybe it was the other way around, and I just can't believe it. I can't believe that they would, not continue on with all the figures they have, and really try to push to get that license and actually let it go to somebody else.
Yeah.
Definitely. Aside from rumor mills, Big Bad Toy Store is celebrating 20 years in business. Really good company. I've do business with them a few times.
Yes.
And they're doing 20 weeks of sales to celebrate. Now, as cool as that is, that's a lot of sales. Right? It was 20 weeks of sales, right? It wasn't 20 days, right?
No, it was 20
Okay, when I
weeks
saw
of
that, I was
sales.
like, God damn, that's a lot of sales. And so essentially what it is if I understood it correctly, was every day they do a sale for 12 or 24 hours, like so the next day at 12 it ends. It's 20% off a selection of figures. So like it's one of the first days was Saiyan Race on Earth Goku figure arts for like $28.
Oh, nice.
20% off. Really, really cool stuff. So
To me, it seems like, hey, our warehouse is really full.
that's exactly what I was
Let's
getting
come up
at.
with a sale.
Yeah, definitely. Dean, our friends over at Stevens Collectibles and More are also doing a 20% off sale.
Yes.
You want to tell the listeners a little bit about it?
Yes. Next Monday, which, what day is that?
6 days from now.
Yeah, 6 days from now. They're doing a 20% off sale of, I guess, all their inventory in the store.
No, I think it's model kits.
Don't think it is. I think he said it was everything. I was interested in the model kits because they have Gundams.
Fuck. Ignore that. We'll recut that whole segment. I texted Steven if he could answer that question, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the hot goss of the
Yes.
6 scale community.
Yeah.
All right, we might need to recut that. Yeah, you totally got me flat-footed there.
I'm pretty sure it's everything. He said a 20% off sale store-wide.
Let's see.
Sorry, buddy. That's the one. What's up, buddy?
Oh,
You sound so sad,
I'm tired.
dude. I sounds like I slept all day today.
I wish I could sleep all day.
The sale you guys are recommended, what is it just the model kits or? Yeah, we were live and we realized that we weren't sure if it was everything in the store or just model kits.
I thought it broke down earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, no, you separated the metal from the plastic. He's like, no, it's supposed to do that. Oh, thank God.
That's really.
Okay.
I'm breaking anything.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I wrote it down and then I was like, Dean, take it away. And then, I was like, crap, I don't know if it's everything in the store. Okay, all right, we'll retake it, but thanks, dude. All right, bye. Have a good one. So, yeah, sorry to bother. Bye. Okay.
Was it fun? No, it's just not.
Let's just recut that real quick. Okay. We'll recut it and then
Yeah.
we'll just go right into the next segment. Or we'll recut it, pause, and we'll go right back to the next segment. Okay, 3. What's going on, Chad?
Oh, PJ's asking us the question.
Okay. You know who else is having a 20% off sale, Dean?
Yes.
Stevens Collectibles and More in
Heck yeah.
Universal City. They're doing 20% off all their model kits, so like Gundam, Figure, Rise, the Gundam Girl stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna say Figure Arts. I was like, no, not Figure Arts. But anything model kit in their store is 20% off. It's starting Monday and it runs for a full week. So if you're in the area or you want to get some model kits shipped, they also have that cool Evangelion stuff that we were chatting about yesterday. So really cool shop,
Yeah,
really
they
cool
have it.
people.
He posted a video of his store, and he had a kit I was looking for. I almost jumped in my car and went and got it.
Yeah.
It's expensive, so I gotta wait for the sale.
Yeah, hit them up on Facebook, Stevens Collectibles and More. We're gonna upload a store tour video of their shop on our YouTube channel, so you can see what their current stock is as of a few days ago.
We should go.
But, yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe Saturday if I'm off. But let's hear a sponsored break from Stevens Collectibles. They brought you this episode free to your ears. So let's hear what Steven has to say about his shop. I forgot to plug in a sponsor. Okay, so we'll do the Stevens cut. It's okay. We're only 30 minutes in. This is H3 podcast.
Yeah, but he said he got 2 sponsored cuts.
Yeah, we got one after the Goss because the Goss is gonna take a while.
Oh,
Okay, so 3, 2. We want to thank Stevens Collectibles again for sponsoring this episode. Him and his wife Daisy are wonderful people.
Yes.
They full of energy.
So fun.
They came yesterday, and
dude, I opened the door for them. They don't know who I am. This is the first time I met them. I immediately felt like family. Like they were
Yeah.
so kind, so warm.
some of our stream members may have seen the podcast already, but if you are patient enough, it is uploading and being posted on Friday. Now, Dean, Sideshow has had like a week.
A whole week.
I will say, Sideshow. We'll get into everything here, but I think Sideshow really threw themselves under the bus by doing this on a Thursday. They should have done it on a Friday, if there was a good place to do it, because they got just completely slammed all of Thursday and all of Friday. I don't think there was a good time to do what they did, and I don't think that they should have done what they did. But the way that they did it was just really underhanded. Now, a few weeks ago, Anthony, aka Budget Stark, posted that there was a rumor going on that Susan from Sideshow Collectibles, who was there, basically like their social media brand manager,
Yeah.
was being pushed out of the company. And we jumped on board with the hashtag support for Susan, and we encouraged others as well. And as the weeks went by, people would troll in that thread and say, "Ha, she's still on live stream. Ha, that's not happening. Ha, Anthony Budget Stark is the drama king, like stirring the pot." Yeah, exactly. So for those people, we got to send them some place to eat the crow, because Thursday of last week, there was a post by Jetta Patrol on OSR that Susan, one of the pinnacles of this hobby, the face of Sideshow, the person that, I know people that don't even collect that have seen her content from the video she did with the Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
That's how big she is. She is like grown beyond collecting, And the rumor,
cultural cornerstone.
yeah, he had said that Susan was like a from Sideshow. Now, rampant speculation. And it wasn't until a few hours later that Buffy, who is the admin of Sideshow's own group, on a post by a guy named Ryan Jones, confirmed that Susan had been let go from the company. Now, the way that they worded it was like, let me pull it up here. It was very like, what's the word here? Like they try to make it seem like, oh, this was like a mutual thing, you
like
know,
a very
like we wish them the
nonchalant,
best, like, you know, whatever.
oh, she's just moving on. You know.
Exactly. And Susan then tweeted, so let me read the thing here. It says, this is from Buffy. It says, I can confirm that Susan is no longer with Sideshow. She has been a much-loved member of our community and a big part of the Sideshow family. We've enjoyed working with her and wish her every success in her new ventures. Now, I have no ill will towards Buffy. I know I've talked crap about some of the things that she's told me in the past, but she has a job to do, and that job is to manage the group that they have.
Right.
Now, Susan says in a tweet here, and she's replying to this guy on Twitter called Psiotic. She says, I can't really say anything other than I was let go. I will miss you all too, but this was not my choice. And you have to appreciate her spirit here, because she also replies to another guy in Psiotic and says, thank you, but I don't plan on disappearing. Just because I was let go does not mean I'm not still a major geek. Now, that really shocked the community. And immediately there was a lot of thought that this had to do with Sideshow's new quote-unquote featured reviewer, who's John Deek from OSS. Now, based on what I've seen from One Stitch Republic admins and from other admins of other large groups that, you know, I'm not sure if they want to be named, but I've seen that this person has done some very underhanded stuff. OSR put up lots of messages. They have a giant thread saying everything this guy's done, including legal stuff, suing them because they didn't want him to be an admin. And it just really shocked me that Sideshow would affiliate themselves with this person. And, you know, it just really shocked me if this is truly the reason. Now, Thursday night, Zach, who is King Zachary the Fifth on YouTube, he's also a co-host of Minted Seal Box Podcast, which is a fantastic show. He had a live stream that was about a little over an hour, and basically he was saying that John Deek was the reason why Susan was fired. And there were a few things that he said, based on the way he was saying, his mannerisms, and just what I know from Zach. He seems like a stand-up guy, really great person. Everyone calls him Ryan Reynolds in all their posts.
Dude, he legit looks like
Yeah. But essentially the two things that really stuck out to me is that Susan may have been fired because Zach is affiliated with Justin, who imports his hot toys to Australia. And because they talk about it on their podcast a lot, it looks bad for Sideshow because people are becoming aware that they can import the figures themselves. That's fucking stupid. I just gotta say that's stupid. That if that's the reason why, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
In Australia, he imports because to get a figure from Sideshow to Australia, it's like there's a guy Clinton Lindsay that says it's like always like an extra like 200 AUD, like there's some crazy price for shipping, customs, tariffs, P&P, whatever. And also there was allegations that according to Zach, that Deek had complained to Susan's boss that he was receiving death threats from Justin Kane, who's Justin from Justin's Collectibles. Makes no sense. Like, that's taking it to the nth degree. And
Also, why?
Yeah, why?
Why would Justin give a shit?
Yeah, Justin is like on the top tier pinnacle of collecting. Like, he's not concerned by, you know, people beneath him. And one of the things that stood out to me in this live stream was Zach was saying that Deek would send him videos where Deek is in the shower recording, talking to Zach. But it's like, who does that? Like, you know, I would never send you guys shower videos. Then also videos of him singing, like, while he's laying down, just like really weird videos. And everyone's like, dude, post them. But he didn't. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. But I kind of want to see that. Now, the next day, John Deek put a live stream up. Now, this is where the tea gets extra hot. In the live stream, he admits to owning third-party figures. Okay? And in his video with Sideshow, he had in the video, in a Sideshow official video, third-party figures. There was a Robin Williams. There was that Judge Dredd that Jason had brought over. And the reason why that sticks out to me is because Jetta Patrol, who's the guy that broke the story initially, he also has a YouTube channel as well. It's really, really good channel. He had posted some emails, and I can't find them. I don't know if he erased the post, but I can't find them anymore. But he had posted that he was working on affiliate status with Sideshow. Everything was going really well, and all of a sudden they emailed him like, "I'm sorry, but we reviewed your content, and you post unlicensed stuff on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We can't be affiliated with that." Now, looking at John Deek's YouTube channel, he has a ton of third-party shit in there. Yet he is an affiliate and an admin of one of the larger groups, which is OSS. So that's kind of odd. And in this live stream, it was just so weird. Like, he was beating around the bush. It almost seemed like a Michael Scott interview. Like, he just kept restarting the story, and it was almost like an improvisation conversation. Like, it just went nowhere. He was nervous, and Justin and Zach were both in the chat. Maybe it might have just been Justin, but Justin kept putting, "Why did you tell Sideshow that I'm sending you death threats?" And he kept putting it, and Deek would ignore it. Now, at the end of the chat, Justin called John like 16 times, and you could hear it going off, and you could tell John got fucking freaked out. And that's it was just really awkward seeing him scramble. And he was like, "Oh, I just installed Chrome, and I don't know what's going on." And everyone's like, "Answer the phone, like, bring me on the fucking chat so we can talk this out, like, man to man, instead of like, subtweeting each other."
Right.
That was the most awkward moment of video.
Yeah, and then everyone in the comments was like, "Post the shower videos, Deek." And I in the chat, I was like, "Yo, check out my boy John Tashi Station Facebook reviews on YouTube," and one person liked my comments. I felt good.
John Martino.
So that happened, right?
Yeah.
So then immediately following that, Mint and Sealed Box had another live stream, this time with Justin the Goat, and essentially I skimmed it. It was at that point I was kind of getting exhausted of watching live streams, but essentially what I got from that was Justin wanted to know why John Deek lied to Chris Parada about receiving death threats from him, and that live stream went, and I think at some point it kind of got to figure talk at some point, but apparently the death threat seemed to have been a big part in potentially this firing. Now the next day, Budget Stark, who at this point is the godfather of the community, he's Don Corleone.
Yeah.
He says, all this drama is done. Like, we're done with this drama, we're moving on. And he said that there is a lawsuit. Let me read it here. Deepgate drama over. It appears civil legal action will be served to the relevant companies, individuals, and involved parties shortly, and thus taken to a higher level as lawyers will be involved. So now as collectors, we can all move on and put the situation behind us and continue to talk about figures, prototypes, and the usual, what we would buy, whereas blank, blank, blank figure posts that we are all accustomed to seeing. Happy collecting, everyone. Kind of ominous, because it doesn't say who's suing who or what.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Everything that we've stated is fact. Like, people have said that this has happened or this hasn't happened. So, we're just kind of we're kind of condensing like 4 hours worth of live streams into 15, 20 minutes. This is kind of the gist of what I got from watching these live streams from the parties involved. So I'm really not sure what the resolution is. I know Zach said that Susan is at some point going to be moving in with him. They're engaged, so congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, good job.
That's good for you guys. You guys are both beautiful people. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Now, the icing on this cake was Budget Stark, Justin Kane, and Dean Knight are meeting at Dean Knight's house in England on, I think it's June 15th at 9 p.m. English time, to do a live stream about, I don't know if it's about the drama or if it's just like we're all gonna get together and feel positive. But that's so cool that you're that big in collecting that you would like have people fly across the world to your home. I don't know if they just happen to be in the city at the same time, but it's really cool. And even if this is or isn't about the drama, it's going to be a really cool live stream. So you definitely want to check that out. I don't know whose channel it's going to go on because they're all big creators in their own rights, but it's going to be a really cool thing that they're doing. So that's really all I wanted to say about this. Like I said, I'm just sticking to the facts. I'm not sticking to rumors that I've heard, but these are what these people have stated. And I gotta say, Collecting Weekly is hashtag Team Mason Soapbox on this one,
Yeah.
and hashtag
Yeah.
support for Susan on this one.
Yeah.
Now let's talk the positive though. Susan is a wonderful person, great personality, and we wish her all the best. She's kind of like a generational talent. Like you don't see people that often that come into a company as quote unquote pop culture as Sideshow and completely revolutionize their company.
Yeah.
Whoever hires her next is, you know,
In for a treat.
yeah, they're in for a treat. She is so personable. I'm not a biggest Sideshow fan, but her unboxings, you know, they're not, you know, they were never like perfectly polished, but it's all live. Like, you know, we do live stuff and it's a pain to get it right. When I do figure reviews, I reshoot them like 50 times. And for her to do these videos live with the charisma and the knowledge that she has, some company is going to hopefully, you know, pick her up and she'll be able to continue being a face for some company.
Well,
And,
she just does such a great job. So really, whoever picks her up, they're gonna really get something special because she
Yeah.
knows so many people. She has great charisma with some of the celebrities they even had.
Yeah, if you see some of the support for Susan hashtag on Facebook, there are hundreds of people that have been canceling their orders with Sideshow because of this. Now, that's really crazy because it is rumored that Sideshow is actually, if you call them to mass cancel orders because of this crap, they're happy to cancel your order, but I've heard from a lot of people, this isn't like the whole freedom of speech thing from like a few weeks ago where they were canceling accounts, but like a lot of people are saying that when they go to cancel their orders, Sideshow is basically telling them that they're not going to be allowed to make purchases in the future. So if that's true, that's really crazy. But I certainly think that Sideshow might be feeling this in their wallet. Now, a lot of people say, well, you know, if I cancel my order with Sideshow and I buy with Big Bad Toy Store, Sideshow is still distributed at Big Bad Toy Store. And that's certainly true, but I imagine that if Sideshow sells a figure on their website, they're making more profit than if they have to sell the figure to Big Bad Toy Store to then make a profit at the same retail price.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that's your prerogative and you support Susan, I highly recommend canceling your pre-orders with Sideshow. That's part of the reason why I went with Big Bad Toy Store for the Jon Snow. The cost being one thing, but just the fact that there had been this rumor in the background that Susan might be getting action in the company. So, you know, Big Bad Toy Store is a great place to pre-order your figures. You might get them a little later than everyone else, but you know, I think they made a really big mistake, and I think enough collectors are making enough noise that they're eventually going to have to do something, and I don't know what that something will be.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if she went to like Prime One,
Or Hot Toys.
because Prime One is. Remember we covered all
Yeah.
the show with Sideshow. That'd be amazing. Of
All of
course,
this,
you have to be a statue collector.
Yeah.
Maybe Don Prime works for Prime One.
Maybe.
I checked his page, didn't say he works for it, but that'd be
I mean,
something
any
else.
way you look at this, it's just a bad look for Sideshow, you know. And it's not. They were never going to get around it because she is so public. So I hope things just kind of settle down and maybe we get over some of this and we can enjoy collecting again. Because this is taking up a lot.
Yeah, I
This
don't
has
know
been
if
a
I've
week.
ever enjoyed collecting.
Yeah, this has been
It's like I said before.
this has been pretty wild. Let's take a quick break, and we'll hear from Steven again from Steven's Collectibles and More, and then we'll finish up the show with some more on a more positive note.
Yeah.
It's a good show. I thought we were not going to be here that long, but we're doing pretty good. And so we'll have Steven's plug, and then we'll get into Seth's segment after mine. 3, 2, and we are back. Seth, you brought last week the land speeder that you brought to my house?
I think it was.
And I gotta say, Hasbro in the '90s put out if you have
Oh, speed
the
bike. Oh,
I'm sorry, speeder bike. Thank you, Dean.
I was like, oh, what?
Now Seth, I think, has been looking for a Scout Trooper, and
Oh, I got a Scout Trooper.
Yay!
Oh, how was
You
it?
want to tag him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
Because I helped him carry that in last week,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, I really wanted to use the Hasbro Scout Trooper,
But that's not very
but
good.
it's not good. I was like, no, the proportions are off always. And then like a few days later, somebody posted a bunch of shit for sale. I was like, oh, a Scout Trooper.
Mm-hmm. And so he checked on it. It was like $205. It's the first release Scout Trooper.
Which I
It was
hear is
great.
better.
Way better. So
Yeah.
that should be coming in like
No,
this week.
Very cool.
God,
But yeah,
Yeah.
we are going to be weathering with his son. We've talked about it a few times, the land speeder. I'm really excited. It's a really nice. Oh my god, speeder bike. I'm sorry. It's like with the Ryan Reynolds thing last episode. I get through.
Yeah.
All right, so the speeder bike
It's
is
really nice.
it's really nice. It's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna find an acrylic rod that we're gonna Dremel, and I don't know if we're gonna get any swivel action, but it'll kind of put it up. And I already started working on the diorama for the speeder bike. I should just cut that into all my mistakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I already worked on the diorama. I got to show it to you before you leave to make
Yeah.
sure you like it. And yeah, it's a work in progress, but we are on our way towards this
Mhm. I honestly
speeder
can't wait.
bike. Pick a date in July, or even if I get a random Saturday off, I'll call you and maybe we can hang out for a day and do some
Yeah.
painting with your son.
Did it be tight if you guys finished it before the group meeting?
I think that's a definite possibility. We'll talk about the group meeting here in a second, but that's going to be really cool. But you were saying your collection has evolved a little bit in this past few
Yeah,
weeks.
so I was thinking about my collection and how like 4 years ago it was all Transformers. Like when we first moved to San Antonio, I had nothing but Transformers. I had over 300. I think I actually was approaching 400 Transformers.
Oh, Jesus.
And so I sold my Transformers off mostly, and narrowed it down to like 90 to 100, and started getting into Hot Toys. And now I have like 112 Hot Toys, I think, somewhere around there. And now I'm looking, and I'm like, Transformers just aren't really doing it for me anymore.
Is it because like maybe you've been there, done that?
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is. But I was just kind of looking, and the 100 or so that I have, I'm now narrowing down so I can fit in. My Dragon Ball Z figure arts are now taking up too much room, so they need to expand. And then I'm kind of been looking at the 3-0 Transformers
Those are cool.
that don't really transform, but they're also like
Way cooler.
way cooler and kind of fit better with my Hot Toys collection. So now I'm making room for those too. So it's just kind of an interesting way of how my collection is completely turned around.
Do you have those currently, or you're gonna get them?
I'm getting some.
Okay.
So I'm getting the Bumblebee just charged from BBQS, the
That's
one from
the-
the movie.
Okay.
And then I want to get the old Bumblebee from like the original series, the
Camaro.
G1.
not G1, but the Camaro,
The 78 Camaro or the 2012?
2000.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
whatever. He's expensive though, so I don't know. We'll see. But those they look so nice.
They do. Those are the same ones they have at like Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Those are sick. I've always wanted one, but I've never like wanted to spend that kind of money.
They're ridiculously expensive, so hopefully I can find some good deals. But I feel like if I sell enough Transformers currently, I'll have,
A good cushion.
a good cushion to spend some money on them.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, sell the collection to expand the collection.
That's what we talked about
Yeah,
yesterday,
we talked
too.
about it yesterday. Dean, I don't think we were on mic when you said this. I think we might have just cut the mic off. Maybe it was on stream.
Uh-huh.
But you kind of roasted me last week, and I took it to heart.
Yeah, he
So-
really did.
So Dean,
We were in
I
your
didn't
office.
mention anything. Oh, we were in the office. Right?
Yeah.
So
we
after
were
we
in the
recorded, normally Dean will stay for about 5 minutes and we'll just chat about the show or how the metrics are looking, the stats, how many new countries we've hit, etc. But Dean was like, dude, your figure arts look like shit. And you're like, every figure is in the same pose. It was just like the arms up, power up pose.
No,
you're
it was like your Iron Man and the Cheater in the exact same pose.
And he went through my collection and just tore it to shit. And I was like, Dean, I'm going to work for a week, every day for hours. I'm going to pose and pose and pose. And you came yesterday for the live show, and you were in my collection for a little bit, and you didn't say anything. And when we got done, I was like, dude, those poses look pretty good, right? And what would you say?
I said, actually, I did notice that you had worked on it. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be like, oh, did you get your feelings hurt?
Yeah, but I did.
Because I was in there, I was like, okay, I see this now. He's definitely working on it.
I want to I want to see now.
Yeah, you got to see it.
I
I
gotta
gotta-
check it out.
That's
Yeah,
really
it's pretty cool. So I've been working very hard. I even bought flight stands. I was like, man, fuck Dean. I bought flight stands. I got some acrylic risers coming tomorrow.
It's going all out.
I'm going all out. This shit's gonna be fucking crispy. You're gonna regret the day that you criticize my posting. And then I'm gonna go to your house and shit on them.
Maybe. You just needed that little extra push.
It was a push in the right direction.
Why would I regret it if it helped you become a better collector?
That's
Because every time you look at your collection, you'll wish that you had the poses.
Well, I just have so many figures that I can't
Okay,
get
well,
into.
you know what, Dean? No one asked you. Have you guys seen the Godzilla movie?
I have not
No, I want to see really bad.
Rate the Flicks. We talked about it on Friday's episode. We talked about it yesterday, rather. And I loved it. It was a 9 out of 10 for me. Really good movie, really good action. Godzilla is the GOAT.
King of
And the
Monsters.
people's champ. I'm so excited. The credits were really good. And there was an end credit scene, which kind of surprised me. I think they did that for King Kong, that end credit scene. But at any rate, it's really cool. And apparently the King Kong movie comes out like March next year, which seems like a pretty quick turnaround. It was 2014, then King Kong of Skull Island was like, what,
Did
2017?
they kind of introduce them together?
I don't want to say. I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
So 9 out of 10, definitely check it out.
Because I haven't seen Kong, so I really don't.
DC Report, which by the way, Jesse,
Where the hell are you?
Jesse, you did not call. You're not going to be here. We waited like a good friend. We were almost going to send out a search party of 3. For
I did
Jesse.
send out a search.
So hopefully you're okay, dude, because like you didn't text us that you weren't going to be here. So it's a no call, no show, my friend.
I'm checking the gyms right now.
Right.
I'm calling all the golds.
Ian had a question for us, as did Mervin. Let's pull up the audio of Ian's question. We'll get to that, and then we'll check out Mervin's question.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull this. I need to read Mervin's question. It was kind of a long one. So he says, when is it okay to compromise the direction of your collection? For example, my Star Wars 1/6 collection for the original trilogy is to be based off the Empire, but with Hoth, Rogue Luke being so high in price, so I compromise and settle for a New Hope X-Wing Luke. Or Hope for re-release. I guess these meant re-release. Are there alternatives to settle?
Yeah. Swallowing your pride and just buying the fucking thing.
Okay, so let's hear. I was trying to read that as we were going. I just could not. Let me pull up Ian's message.
Yeah, there's two.
Okay,
I'll
so-
talk about it.
Ian says,
So on this week's episode of Importing Weekly, I'd like to go into the imports a little bit more, but I'm not, because it's a little bit boring, and you're right, I went on for quite some time. Hip shit. But this week, all I wanted to say is I wanted your guys' opinion, really, on the value for money we get with stuff. Because I noticed with the new Red Dead figure, you get a shitload of stuff. I mean, buttloads of it. I know there's a cease and desist apparently on them, but when you look at it, got me thinking. When you look at other third-party offerings, they're crammed with stuff, like shitloads of stuff. And then you look at the amount you're paying, which I know they don't have to pay for licensing and stuff like that, but you get quite a lot of shit. Looking at some of the latest Hot Toys offerings, for example, not just Hot Toys, but other licensed figures, you're not getting a great deal. You're not getting a lot of bang for your buck. What do you guys think about that? Because I'm starting to drift more towards unlicensed and even more customs than I did before, because of I think I can get more value for money there, really. But yeah, what do you guys think?
okay, 3, 2. So Ian is bringing up a great question, something that we've talked about quite a bit, the whole value of what you get for money. And I will say the new John Wick by Hot Toys, which I think was announced like last year, is a really good value for the money. Like the amount of guns, the accessories, I think they really nailed it. I certainly think that third party is the best bang for your buck. The Taiwan figure didn't have a lot of accessories, but it was a dirt cheap figure. I mean, it had some accessories.
Not a desk.
Yeah, desk and a chair and a bunch of maps.
That's really cool.
Yeah, third party for me is the way to go if you want to get bang for your buck. Now, obviously third party's not always going to be as nice as first party stuff. Although on some occasions, like with the Wang Jiang stuff, the third party transformers are really good.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about it? I know I usually soapbox on pricing stuff, so I'll let you guys take the floor and give some thoughts.
My thoughts on this is just obviously you're getting more bang for your buck with third party because they're not paying that license.
Right.
And I feel
How
like
much is the license?
I feel like maybe
that's
some of the
probably a
licensing
lot.
are getting way more expensive.
Yeah.
It's definitely on popular figures like Iron Man. You keep seeing prices going up. Maybe the licenses are just going that much higher versus John Wick being such a relatively new character.
Yeah, I
from the
wonder, like,
movies.
if a figure's $400, how much do you guys think of that as the license? I'm just curious. I don't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I mean, I would say like $50 sounds like a lot, but
I'm thinking it's
you think it might be more than that.
I'm thinking it might for 400. I'm thinking maybe even 100.
It
Wow.
could
Like a
be.
quarter of it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the figure's
And then,
expensive.
and then 50% is like manufacturing, and the rest is like maybe a profit.
Yeah, because I think on Rescue Suit Pepper, I think the Hong Kong price was like $320. So using that price, you're thinking even 100 of 320, like 1/3 of the figure basically is licensing. Because it seems like that other 100 is Sideshow's cut, importing it across the ocean, customs or whatever.
Well, here's an interesting little thing too: is not always when you're buying a figure, you're paying the license not only to, like, let's say Disney to get Iron Man, but sometimes the actors themselves
Yeah, get a cut.
get a cut of their own
Likeness.
likeness.
And actually, Russell Crowe mentioned this. I think it was on David Letterman. I can't find the clip, but with the Gladiator figure,
Mhm.
he had talked about it on one of these talk shows, and he's like, "Look, they call this the Spaniard, but clearly this is me." And he was bummed out. He was telling everyone to buy 2 of the actual figures, like the he was in Superman Man of Steel. He was Jor-El, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying buy 2 Jor-Els to make up for this. So I guess maybe there is some amount, that could be for that, but I don't know. Because, I mean, then you think, like, Hasbro is making Iron Man figures also,
Mm.
and
Yeah, but
their
their price point is so small.
No, I get what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Hasbro hasn't gone up that much, and they're the #1 importer of toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're such a niche hobby, but
And maybe it's just some of these companies are getting rating now. I don't know what it is. I mean, definitely prices have gone up
yeah, definitely.
on a lot of these figures.
Mervin asked us a question. He says, when is it okay to compromise the direction of your collection? For example, my Star Wars 1/6 collection for the OT is to be based off the Empire. But with Hoth Rogue Leader Luke being so high in price, should I compromise and settle for a New Hope X-Wing Luke or hope for a new release? Are there alternatives to settling?
I wouldn't.
The only-
hold out for a re-release.
I don't know if he means like his collection is only for
Empire.
the Empire or only for Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
That's okay. That's what I was saying. As I read it the second time, I was like, okay. Mervin, I would definitely just hold off. This could be something that Hot Toys could release. This could be something that Sideshow could re-release. But I wouldn't settle. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. I wouldn't settle for A New Hope Luke.
No.
It's a totally different figure, and any quote unquote like eagle-eyed fan would instantly recognize.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't compromise. But you asked if there's alternatives, and there's 2 that I see. You could piece the figure together yourself,
Yeah.
which wouldn't be that difficult. It wouldn't be fun,
Well, it'd be
Or-
expensive.
or
I'm sorry
cheap,
about that
but
stuff.
you could do it. Or just pay the damn price, whatever anyone's asking.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay more than like $350 for that figure. I've seen some people get deals on it lately. I would hold out.
Yeah, I definitely, because you're gonna spend, I don't know, $150 to $200 on the X-Wing Luke for another possibly $100. Just buy the one that actually fits.
Yeah.
I would recommend Mervin that you heed Dean's advice.
Yeah, because that's what happened with me with my Star Wars collection. I had a little bit of everything, and the next thing I know, most of my stuff was a New Hope, and I had the Empire Han and Chewbacca.
Uh-huh.
It was a custom Empire Han because obviously it doesn't exist.
You got it from me, actually.
Yeah, it's a piece together sideshow on Hot Toys.
Actually, both of y'all have an Empire Han that I made.
And well, I sold you it back, so
Oh, you did? Yeah, you're right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I changed some parts of it.
Yeah, and I was like, look, most of my stuff is a New Hope now. The only Empire figures I have are Boba Fett and Bespin Luke.
Uh-huh.
But I had a New Hope Luke, R2D2, C3PO, Vader, Stormtroopers. It was all New Hope. So I sold my Chewbacca and my Han, and I was like, well, I need the 2-pack. I could have probably gotten them separate for a little cheaper, but I just wanted the 2-pack box of Han and Chewie. So I just swallowed my pride and I bought it. It's expensive as hell, but god damn it, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't think that
Do not regret that purchase at all.
Yeah, I don't think that the Snowspeeder Luke is going to go down in price unless they release it. So
Yeah, I would just either pay.
it was a very short print.
Whenever you find it, just buy it if it's not out of your comfort zone. Or
Yeah, you can certainly always sell a figure to help ease that.
yeah, or just get a Bespin.
Yeah, like a DX Luke, because you can get the DX Luke for like $220.
Yeah, relatively cheap.
Yeah, and that's obviously
I
half
thought you were
of it.
selling one.
No, I traded to Seth.
Oh,
For
okay.
the Mark III.
Did you get the Saber too?
No,
Your cathode?
No, I have the Colt cathode.
should have given me that.
I'll sell you the Colt cathode.
You should have.
I was like, damn, that's a good deal.
I can. We can arrange a deal for that if you'd like. But yeah, so that's Mervin. That's our recommendation.
That's a good question. Because I also had a question I posed to you guys this week. If you
Which
want to talk
which
about
was?
that.
Yeah.
Would you rather save money and get a figure late or just pay full price and get it today?
Full price today.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm just going to fucking Marvin.
Mervin said, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem, Mervin. Real quick, we mentioned Jesse not being here, but Robert Pattinson has been officially confirmed as Batman. which
DC
is-
report from not Jesse today.
Yeah, sorry, I think we got distracted by roasting Jesse. We have on the show sheet, and I looked over like, shit, we forgot to mention it. But honestly, I think the shock value is over. I can't wait to see what he does. And I will say, the Joker trailer, I finally saw it on the big screen. I've seen it on the phone or whatever, but fuck, that everyone in the theater was like, yo, this is going to be lit. So
Yeah, I really, really love Joaquin Phoenix. So
yeah, that boy brings it. So that's going to be really cool. We are doing a live show on Sunday, July 14th, I think it is, at
Yeah,
Buddy's
14th.
Toys. 1 p.m. at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles. I don't think we're going to live stream it. It's going to be a live recorded show at the shop. But depending on the network stuff, we might not stream it. But stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really cool show. Everyone, we recommend you bring like $5 for pizza. Bring a figure for show and tell. And I say show and tell, but it's like we just put our figures on the counter and everyone kind of looks them over. I don't know what I'm going to bring. You just threw like a $20 bill on the
That's for
table.
you. We'll talk about it later. I just didn't want to forget.
I'm so confused. Okay, I don't know what this even is about.
That's a weird flex.
Yeah, weird flex, but okay. Dean just threw a $20 bill at me like I'm some highbrow.
PJ
stripper.
says on board with Pat Man.
Yeah, so we might be doing some waffling again at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles. So that's really cool. I'm going to be buying number 15, calling it right now.
No, I didn't
No,
just say that.
Look, when you're the star of the show, you get the first pick at the number. So I'm going to be buying number 15. But that's going to be really cool. We're also on Facebook. Our Facebook group is Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. We have a YouTube channel, which we just got approved for a custom URL. So it's youtube.com/c/collecting weekly. I guess the C is for channel. Our Twitter, which is run by Manny, is collecting WLKY. Follow us there. The 6-Scale Scavengers crossover, I think, is pushed to mid-June. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really cool episode. I highly recommended for you guys to check out the live stream when we do that. And shout out time, 6-Scale Scavengers, Brian and Chris, they run a really great show. They talk about Hot Toys, Marvel, and Star Wars. Really cool guys. They also do on their YouTube channel and on their feed a Scavengers Assemble, which is fun. I've been on it. It's a good time. Steven and Daisy, they are wonderful human beings. I'm so excited that we to have this partnership with them. I'm gonna be pre-ordering a ton of stuff from them.
Dude,
It's gonna be
they're
wild.
gonna take so much of my money.
Now, again, they're doing a 20% off sale for model kits.
I need to catch him up on all this.
7 days. Yeah, we'll do it here on Friday. Yeah. But yeah, so that's really cool. Did you guys have any shout outs you wanted to give? Obviously, Mervin and PJ. in the
Yeah, I
chat.
was gonna say Mervin
So
and
Mervin and PJ, you guys are in the chat. You guys are killing it in the chat. So we're gonna send you guys some Collecting Weekly stickers. So stay tuned. Send me your address in Messenger, and we'll send you some sticker swag. Do you guys have any other shout outs?
Shout out Chick-fil-A.
Shout out to Manny. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
Manny,
Jessica,
Jesse.
wherever you're at.
Yeah.
I'll shout out my wife. My wife has been wearing the Collecting Weekly shirts that I got her, so that's awesome.
Hey, very cool. We gotta take a picture of your
Mhm.
wife wearing it. Post on Ox. Victoria sent a picture. I gotta post it actually. I
Yeah,
added
she posted it,
Victoria.
and I was like, hey, the shirt.
Yeah, they're really nice. Get the charcoal. The heather colors are really good. Any other shout outs, guys?
Shout out you for helping me with my Ironman.
Oh yeah, no problem. And shout out to you for helping me with my Roshi trade.
Yeah.
And for pushing me to be a better poser.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Seth.
Catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
It's not a bad episode. 111.
No, remember I told you I was gonna give you some extra money for like gift card and stuff,
Oh my god.
and then just you could mail out those stickers.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah.
Because I saw you just posted you're gonna do a $50 one, so at least some of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just didn't
What
want to
else?
forget because I was like, I'm not gonna remember.
We gotta make. We have stream going on still, but we have to make. Stevens wants to put like things in people's bags when they buy stuff. So I want to make like a thing, like not a business card, but a little bit bigger for Collecting Weekly. So we're gonna have to get those printed.
Yeah, with
And
our
more
apps.
stickers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. And then he said he'd be willing to put up a banner in his window. So we'll have to look at those. Are like $20, but
That'd be awesome.
yeah. So the little business cards are gonna be a little expensive, and then the banner. But it was a good show, guys. On the stream, I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys chatting, and we're gonna cut the stream off here, and we'll get this episode up tomorrow around lunchtime. So thank you guys so much for being wonderful people. Can you cut off the chat? And you got to click the red button twice, by the way.
Yeah. Click the end stream and then
It'll
click
say-
yes. We talked about all kinds of shit.
Yeah, we were talking about shit.